Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Simone if you're new here. Today we're going to be doing a full face of MAC Cosmetics makeup. So if you guys want to see what I do, then keep on watching. Start by zooming you guys in. Nice and close. Alright, so I'm going to be using a lot of my kit products. So some of the products I'm using today will be decanted. So we're going to start with my strobe cream by MAC. So I'm just decanting that out and I'm going to be popping it on my little spatula. Next, I'm going to be starting with my paint pot. So I've got a couple of different shades in here. There we go. So I'm just going to be using this shade here, which is Laying Low. Zoom you guys in so you can see up close and personal with my eyes. So just place that all over and then I blend it in using another brush. So the MAC paint pots are great for covering up any discoloration through the eyes. Alright, so I'm actually going to use bronzer today as eyeshadow. So I'm going to be going in with my MAC Give Me Sun. And I'm just going to be using a fluffy brush. And I'm just going to pop that in the outer sort of crease. Just focusing it in my crease and blending it up. Just like that. And then just a little bit in the outer corner. And underneath. Now I'm not going to worry about being like too messy, too neat underneath because I am going to clean that up. Right, so I'm going to keep this fluffy brush handy because I might need that again. So I'm going to be going in with the shade I'm Not Into It. This is like a nice like brown. Come on, camera. Hello. There we go. This is a nice brown shade. I'm Not Into It. And I'm just going to be using a smaller brush. And I'm going to be focusing that on the outside. Just going to change brushes and I'm just going to go down to like a small bullet brush. popping that underneath. Again, not worrying about being too neat because I am going to clean up some of that under eye. And I'm just bringing that through my crease line, but I want to stop about here. And then I'm going to go back in with this fluffy brush that we had before, and I'm going to put a little bit more of the Give Me Sun. And I'm just going to blend that. Now I'm also going to use this shade, Shady Santa. I don't know if you can. This is like a deep sort of purpley brown color. And I'm going to use the bullet brush again. And I'm just going to focus that right on the outer corner near my lash line. And just bring that underneath just a little bit. So I tend to just do like little sort of like dabbing motions almost in a little bit of a circle. And then I'm just going to blend that again with my fluffy brush. Alright, so I'm just going to go in with a little bit of concealer. And I'm just going to carve out not too much of a crease, just a little bit, because I'm going to pop a shimmer and I just want it to sort of stick to it a little bit. To be like a harsh cut crease, I just wanted a slightly lighter base to pop that on. Alright, so we are going to go with the color Rose by MAC. So as you can see, this is like a pinky gold. I'm going to just tap a little bit of that out onto my palette. And I'm going to put a little bit of this Essential Oils by MAC. I'm just going to tap a tiny bit of that onto my eyelid. And then I'm going to pop this on top. So I'm just slowly working that into the crease line. And then I'm going to go back in with the deep purple shade, and I'm just going to sort of like blend these two edges together. Perfect. I'm just gonna wipe off that little brush that I used for the pink shadow, and I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of vanilla pigment by MAC. And I'm just gonna focus this just on my inner corner. Here we go, little pop. Now when I get to the end of my application, I will go over that with a little bit of Soft and Gentle, and it'll even it out. Now I'm just going to clean up. I'm just going to do the other eye off camera and I'll be right back. Alright, so we're back. I'm just done the other eye. I'm just going to do a little bit of eyeliner. Hopefully this stays in focus. For a makeup artist, I really hate doing eyeliner on myself. I don't do it very often, so my eyes like twitch. Alright, so I've just zoomed you out a little bit. All I've done is just added my black MAC eyeliner to top and bottom. I've just done that off camera, so I could actually get like the mirror where I needed it to be. And then once we put everything on, then we'll go back and just make sure everything's nice and like seamless. So yeah, so now we're going to go on with foundation. So in my foundation, I'm just gonna pop a couple of drops of this. I don't know if you can read that. It's the MAC Prep and Prime Essential Oils. So I'm just gonna pop one drop, a large drop of that onto my eyeshadow palette. Now, because I'm using MAC products, I am using the ones out of my kit. So I can't show you the bottles. These are just my decanted size. So I'm going to be mixing NC20 with NC38. This is like a bit of a strange thing. And then I also put a tiny drop of NC10 as well, because I like the neutral tone of NC10. But NC20 is more my shade, but I find it's too yellow, so I put a little bit of the darker shade in there. So it's a little bit of a mix. So I'll just show you guys. Oh. So that's what I've got. So there's NC20, 10, and 38 over there. It's hard to show you because that liquid's gonna run off. And then when I find a brush, I'm just gonna mix that in with my paddle brush. And today I'm actually gonna pop a tiny bit of my MAC Strobe Cream in that as well. Now I think I might need a tiny bit more. Alright, so I have a damp beauty blender that I just damped with my Fix Plus, and then I have my foundation. So I'm going to pop this on. And then I'm going to use my beauty blender to blend it all out. Now I find that this blender does sort of soak up a lot of it. I need to get a different one. So I sort of just do a bit of layering. It's a good thing about MAC products is you can layer them up. And don't forget to do the neck. I don't need to go too close under the eyes because I'm going to go back in with concealer anyway. Better. I haven't added any more product onto this foundation brush from when I first loaded it up. So I find I don't need as much coverage on my forehead. Now the way I do my makeup is different to when I do my clients. I don't use beauty blenders on my clients. I do have them just in case. Just in case for some reason I'm getting streaks or I'm having trouble and I just really want a sponge. I do carry them, but I think I've used them once. I tend to have like a few of these little tiny ones, and I would prefer to use those over the big beauty blender any day of the week. Now I'm just gonna pop a tiny bit more coverage just in this section here. You can still see a little bit of my redness coming through. I like my little spots. Alright, so all I've done is just added the product with this brush and then blended it out, and then added a little bit more in any sections that I felt I needed a tiny bit more coverage. And I've still got some foundation on my palette, and what I'm going to do is add my matte concealer. This is NC20. I'm just going to add that directly into the foundation that I have on the palette. And I'm going to grab a smaller brush. So I'm just going to grab a little thin brush and then a smaller fluffy brush. And I just mix my concealer, I don't know if you can see that, you probably can't. Just mix my concealer into the foundation that was already there, just to get a closer match. And then I'm going to pop that under my eyes. Actually today I might use my little mini sponge because I've been using that a lot recently. I may not be a big fan of the beauty blenders, but I am obsessed with these little tiny beauty blenders. I just find that they're so perfect for like getting in under the eyes. So I'm going reasonably close to my under eye, but not all the way that I'm covering all of the shadow that I had there before. but I do want to cover just a little bit of it. And then I'll set that, and then I'll go back over with my transition shade, which was my Give Me Some by MAC, and then blend that nicely. There we go. Now I'm going to be using my Medium Plus powder by MAC. And I'm just going to set that. I'm just going to focus this under my eye at the moment because I am going to be using a cream contour. So I'm going to use my cream contour palette by MAC, and I'm going to be using this shade here and this one here. I actually like to mix those two together. And I'm just going to use that small brush that I used to put my concealer on. And I'm going to focus that right on the top of my cheekbone and just up. And I'm going to use my blender again. And just bounce that up and down. Perfect. Now that I'm done with my cream contour, I'm just going to go back in with my, what did I do with it? With my Medium Plus powder, and I'm going to set my whole face. I get a bit oily, so I like to have my face set. Alright, now I'm going to go in with a bit of blush. This is Margin. It's just a bit of a mauvey sort of shade. This is not a very bright blush. It's sort of the perfect blush for when you have a client who doesn't particularly use blush that often. It's nice and soft. Which I didn't want too much blush today because my eyes is quite full on. And then I'm going over with Fairly Precious, which is a shimmery topper. And that just gives a nice little sheen to the cheeks. I just blend that up my cheekbone as well. And fluffy brush and soft and gentle, and I'm just going to put that slightly under my brow bone. There we go. Now I'm just going to go in with this size brush that we used before, and I'm just going to run that underneath my lashes. This has no extra product on it. I just want to blend the shadow that we already had there into my concealer. And then the only other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a little fluffy bullet brush, and I'm gonna use Soft and Gentle. I'm gonna pop that on my inner corner. And just here as well. All right, for brows, I'm going to be using Spiked by MAC. It's just a brow pencil. Now this is my personal one, so I will be using the spoolie on the end. But in my kit, I don't usually use the spoolies. Or I don't use the spoolies from these. I use disposable spoolies. So I just fill in my arch, and then I just get my spoolie and blend that in. And then sweep the hairs up. Now I've got lots of hairs under here. I'm growing my brows out, and you just have to deal with it. I'm not touching them at the moment. I'm leaving them for another 2 months. And then I will go and get them done. So they're very out of control at the moment. So because I have very full brows already, I literally just run it along the bottom here. I don't. All right, so my camera cut out. I'm not quite sure where it was up to. So I just finished my brows. The only thing I don't have that is MAC is a mascara. So I'm just gonna use my regular mascara, which if you've watched my channel before, I use 2 because I love the brush of this one, but it's empty and I just haven't bought a new one yet. So I'm just gonna dip my Benefit Roller Lash mascara brush into one of my like Revlon ones, and I just do it that way. So weird doing mascara on camera. And then I'm going to finish that off with my Fix Plus. Ooh. Perfect. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing how I do my face with all MAC products. A lot of this stuff is from my kit. I do carry a lot of MAC just because when I was studying it was really convenient for me because I had a MAC Pro discount and I really liked MAC at the time, so it was just easier for me to stock up on all of the MAC products, and I do really love them. I used to use them a lot. So yeah, my kit has basically been MAC for quite some time. Oh, I just zoomed you guys out. Ooh. Hi. There you go. Yeah, so I use a lot of MAC products in my kit. I really love them. The longevity, they have great longevity. They have a really good price point as well, and I do find that clients sort of already know MAC, so when they see MAC in my kit they go, oh, I'm this shade in MAC, or I really like this product from MAC, so it's a lot more relatable. I have found over the past few months I have not been purchasing as much MAC products, just because I'm trying to venture out and have a little bit more variety in my kit, but I still do carry quite a lot of MAC in my makeup kit. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing me do this makeup look. And if you want to see more one branded makeup tutorials, then leave me a comment down below and I can get on top of that for you guys. Alright, well thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in my next video. Alright, so I've done my mascara and I'm just going to do my lip liner, which is MAC Whirl. This is like my favorite shade. Brush hair on my face. Sorry, didn't realize you couldn't see that. And then I'm going to go in with Velvet Teddy by MAC. It's my favorite shade, I'm almost out. Again, spatulaing a little bit of that out and popping it on my palette. And this is just a random Sigma brush. It is a E17 brush by Sigma. So Whirl and Velvet Teddy are basically the same color. Perfect.